God made us to have good, meaningful, purposeful stories with happy endings. But because of sin, our stories don't live up to that. Our stories are messy and often seem meaningless, don't they? Our stories have sad chapters, boring chapters, depressing chapters, and embarrassing chapters. Sometimes we want to rip chapters out of our story. Other times we wish we could just start our story all over again. We look ahead with anxiety about possible future chapters. We fear a bad and sad ending. Is there any way to rewrite our story? Is there a way to change our story so that the next chapters of our life are happier, more meaningful, more purposeful, and more impactful? Is it possible to have a happy ever after ending? To change our story, we need the StoryChanger, Jesus Christ, who changes our story with his story. By faith, we hand over our pen to the world's best-selling author, Jesus Christ, and ask him to rewrite our story using his story. The StoryChanger, changing our story with God's story, is our new Sunday morning sermon series, and it will tell the story of how Jesus changes our story with his story. He is the StoryChanger who changes our stories with his story, and this in turn changes hearers of God's story into tellers of God's story, so that we don't just become story hearers, but storytellers and therefore also story changers. The first sermon this Sunday morning will begin with our messy and meaningless stories, because we won't need or want to meet the story changer until we recognize that our stories need changed. So whether you're a Christian or not, we hope you'll join us on Sunday morning. My prayer is that you will meet the story changer who can change your story with his story.